Fire signs, welcome to your May 2024 reading. I'm taking care of Aries first, and then I'll take care of the other signs after I'm finished with Aries. So everybody's getting a Celtic cross this month. Aries, you have the Queen of Wands in reverse. I'm using the Light Seers Tarot for your particular reading. This is someone who is not in their energy. In Aries, it's significant that this is a fire card, a wand card in your general theme. Struggling with your emotions, possibly you've put your own fire out, maybe you're crying a lot, but there's something about this situation that you don't want to move forward on when you really should be. I wonder if fear isn't holding you back, Aries. In your past, you have the Seven of Pentacles, not doing enough work to abolish your fears, to destroy, get rid of your fears, or even if it's not destroy, it's to comfort the part of yourself, the inner child that says, I'm afraid of this particular situation, and you're afraid that your fears will be confirmed. I'm feeling with this. But this is pulling up work too early. So upright, this would be about a harvest and nourishing a harvest. And in this particular case, this is about pulling things up because you were afraid. This might have had this, since this is like the Pentacles card, this is something that would have brought you some degree of material comfort. So this is something that happened in the physical, happened in the material. Perhaps you ran away from something you were supposed to do at a job, for instance. There's something here that should not have been uprooted so soon. Perhaps your mouth, perhaps you said something that should not have been said, and you feel like you've ruined, you feel like you've ruined your opportunities with something. It's okay. We've all let our mouths run away from us from time to time. Perhaps going back and apologizing is the key here. Groveling even. In your conscious position, the Seven of Pentacles was in the past. In your conscious position, you've got the Six of Swords. I really feel like you're running away from something that you don't have any business running away from. And specifically, the cards say that you're running away from the end of something. This job, this career was supposed to, this relationship even, was supposed to have ended long ago. And you're just, I wonder if the Seven of Pentacles wasn't the universe's way of ending something for you that you've been reluctant to end. This is about career for a lot of you because you're afraid of losing money. You're afraid that you're not going to be able to get another job here in this context. So whatever this was, it should have ended a while back, and it didn't for whatever reason. You held on to it, and I feel like you're avoiding death right now. You're avoiding the end of this particular career, this relationship right now. In the future, you have the Star in reverse. This is about being in deep need of healing, and it's also about losing faith in the universe at a time when you should be growing your faith in it. And this is in your future. So running away from the end of something that should end, not being in your power with the Queen of Wands, and losing faith that this is going to work out in your favor, that this was the best thing for you to do, was to have left a while back, and now the universe is presenting you with an opportunity to stop holding on to something that you have no business holding on to move forward. It's running away from consequences of having waited too long. In your advice position, you have the Three of Wands. This is not getting the results that you really wanted, that you thought you worked hard for. In your environment card, this is what I suspect is what was going on, is more fire energy. There's possibly some conflict that happened that you started, or if someone else started, you kind of continued it. And maybe you were so powerful in your language that you ended the fight and you won, but at what cost? With that Seven of Pentacles in reverse, I wonder if a job or opportunity wasn't blown, quite possibly here. People don't look at you favorably. With your hopes and your fears, you're afraid of your secrets getting out there, of your insecurities getting out there. You are private, you are protective, and you're supposed to be strong, Aries. And it's interesting that I say strong because in your outcome position, you have strength in reverse. It is strong to show people that you are not, that you are vulnerable from time to time, that you cry with this Queen of Wands energy in reverse. That's crying in private, quite possibly, but it's not showing any of those emotions. You want to show just strength, strength, strength. Emperor card energy. Aries is associated with the Emperor because the Ram appears in both instances. There is strength in being vulnerable and moving forward out of a situation that no longer suits you and hasn't suited you in a while. So, what you can do is restore your faith in the universe and your ancestors and guides, that this is indeed working out in your favor, even if it's really uncomfortable and even scary right now. And that is when you can comfort yourself, comfort your inner child and say, in fact, I am very strong, even when the world may punish me, may mock me for being vulnerable, because Aries is supposed to be one of the strongest cards in the deck. One of the strongest zodiac signs is what I should say. And then it is possible to get rewards that you've been looking forward to. But right now I feel like you feel like you're being punished. And that isn't the case at all. Restore your faith in the universe, come back into your power in the Strength card, and things will be okay. They will work out in your favor. Hold on tight, Aries. That's your May reading. I hope you have a good one. Take care. Hey, Leo. I'm using the Numinous Tarot for your reading this month, and I'm doing a Celtic cross for you. In the center of your spread, you have the Ace of Candles, also known as the Ace of Wands. I think that's significant because this is all about fire energy in this particular case. With the Ace of Candles, you're holding back from something that you shouldn't be holding back from necessarily. I feel like there's some defensiveness here against something that you're going through. And I'll say that and then just talk more about why I see that defensiveness. In your past, you have the Mystic of Vials, also known as the King of Cups in this particular case, and this is about eventually coming into this kind of maturity level, but right now I feel like you're growing into this, and you're holding back partly because you're not quite in that emotional maturity in order to see, hey, it's time for me to move forward. However, you are at this level. You are at the Explorer of Candles, which is the Knight of Wands. This is someone who is exploring how they can take action. It could be with the Ace of Candles. You're just flat out not ready to move forward because you're still exploring your options. And it may be that with the Mystic of Vials in reverse, also known as the King of Cups, that you're not able to see very clearly what is your best option. So mystics or kings are fire energy primarily, and then additionally they have their elements in the suites that they appear in. So with the Mystic of Vials, that's about water energy and fire. And it's possible that when this is in reverse that you have much more water energy in you than should be balanced out with your fire energy. So definitely here, consider how you can balance things out. In your future, you have the Nine of Candles or the Nine of Wands, and that is where I got that defensive kind of feeling that whatever's going on right here about you moving forward and doing something that you've needed to do for a long time, you're feeling really defensive about a situation. So the Explorer of Candles lands in your conscious, and here in the subconscious you've got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. There might be some bad luck involved here. Bad opportunities that were taken advantage of that were not supposed to be taken advantage of, and now we've got bad results. It won't always be this way, but for right now, you're trying to figure out your options in terms of how you move forward. And Leo, with that defensiveness, I can see that perhaps you feel like your reputation is at stake, that it's on the line here, and that's why you're feeling so defensive. This is hard. I feel like this is hard. Like it might be something like a social situation. Like you can't keep this private because this happened in a social context, and it sucks. Okay? In your advice position, you've got the nurturer, also known as the Empress. So together with the Nine of Candles in your future, and together with the Four of Wands in reverse in your outcome, nourishing yourself through this feeling of defensiveness and having to stay alert, stay awake, and protect yourself. And I'm wondering with this Four of Wands if this isn't a bad home situation, a bad relationship that you need to leave, and you're not quite sure on how to leave. With the Two of Bells, that's the Two of Swords, and right here it's in reverse. This is waffling about a choice that you've needed to make now for a while. There might be something about your reputation that is boosted by being in a relationship, and that's why this is so much of a struggle, is because as long as you're in a relationship, you are not part of the taboo of not being in a relationship. This is still asking you to end this because it isn't in your highest good, and your ancestors and guides want you to leave. With the Eight of Candles, that's the Eight of Wands. Yes, Eight of Wands, and it's in reverse, and it's in your hopes and your fears. You're afraid of things slowing down, and you hope things slow down at the same time. This is a struggle for you. A situation that could be moving faster than you want it to, and so you might be the kind of person to tug on that rope of destiny and try to hold back a situation that you do not need to hold back. And here is your outcome. Ideally, it should be upright. You should be in a context in your home situation where you are at peace, where you're comfortable, and not just that, you are going to need to be celebrating. Can you see that? If there are people dancing around a bonfire, it's kind of blurry. Do I need to block out my face? But they're dancing around a bonfire, and ideally you should be in that energy. But right now, I feel like you are struggling through making a choice to leave this particular situation that is no longer suiting you, that is in fact harming you. You shouldn't feel defensive when it comes to living in your home. You should be at peace. And if you can come into your power as the Empress, also known as the Nurturer, you're going to be in a much better place. And especially in this particular numinous tarot, there is no gender. So whether you identify as non-binary, as masculine, or as feminine, you need to come into the aspect of yourself that nurtures yourself through this ending. And in turn, you can eventually learn to nurture others. So, Leo, I wish you a time of healing and recovery, and I also wish you strength while you psych yourself up for ending the situation. Take care. Sagittarius, welcome to your reading. I am using, excuse me, I am using the White Newman Tarot for your Celtic cross this month. You have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse for your central theme. Okay? This is about work. This is about the growth of some results that is stalled because it should not be. Something about the blessings that you would get from your hard work should be contained to only yourself, and you're in a position right now where someone would steal those wonderful results from you. Or you would feel badly for them and you would just give them your results when in fact it feels like you're in an abusive situation, Sagittarius. I'm speaking to someone who might be in an abusive situation, and it feels like they are going to rob you. You're just going to give them the results of your hard work when you should be keeping it to yourself. With the Ace of Swords in your past and in the reverse, This is someone who does not feel like they can speak up, who believes lies. It's quite possible that your partner is abusive. And my eye is being drawn over to your environment card, and I'm going to get to him in just a second. But that's the Emperor in reverse. We'll get to him, okay? But you don't feel like you can speak up. You don't feel like you're keeping your thoughts to yourself, that's for sure. And it's quite possible that you are thinking, repeating his lies, his, her, there is no gender in tarot. It's possible that you are repeating their lies in your mind all the time. Consciously, you should be in the energy of the Nine of Pentacles, but you're not. You can't enjoy the results that you've got coming to you because they're being handed over. You, Sagittarius, are handing them over to someone else, or they're being taken from you. You're in a situation where you don't get to enjoy these. You've got the Moon in your subconscious position, and that tells me about not being able to see things clearly, about being torn between the animalistic side of you that wants to get away from your situation and the side of you that is domesticated. In the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot, you've got a very primal looking wolf alongside a domesticated wolf, dog I should say, and I feel like you're allowing your domesticated dog to be harmed, to be subjugated, when in fact you need to be the more primal wolf that can defend itself, that can see clearly and take care of itself. But definitely the Moon, you're not able to see clearly because this abusive partner doesn't want you to see clearly. In your future, you have the Queen of Cups, and that's a good sign in many cases, but I also wonder if part of the reason why you're not sticking around in this situation is because you have too much compassion for this person. It's quite possible that your significant other, or whoever you're living with, went through a difficult time growing up, and so they use that as a way to subjugate you, as a way to abuse you. They excuse their behavior around you, and you allow them to excuse their behavior. Here's your advice card. It's the Five of Swords. It's upright. Advice, Five of Swords, together with the Queen of Cups in your future, together with your Queen of Swords in your outcome. This is about, as a result of constant conflict in your home, you choose to instead have compassion for yourself. And you choose to get into your energy of being the Queen of Swords and defending what is rightfully yours. You deserve to be treated perfectly, beautifully. You are the Empress, and it is a shame that you have this Emperor in reverse here. This is someone who sits in a position of authority who does not deserve to have that authority. In this particular instance, this Emperor is supposed to be protecting the creatures around them. And so, in order to protect the creatures around them, the creatures of the White Newman, he chooses to allow himself to be hurt. That is blood streaming down from his hands. He is killing whatever evil might have harmed these animals that didn't deserve to be harmed. In reverse, he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. He is not defending you. He is not defending the creatures of his world, so to speak. He, she, they are not defending. In fact, they are probably allowing you to fight your battles. It is significant that you don't have hardly any fire energy in this particular reading. Leo and Aries did, even though they had some lessons to learn in their readings. The only fire energy you have right here is in your hopes and your fears, and that is the Ace of Wands. You are both afraid and you want to take action, but I feel like you are terrified of taking action. I feel like you are terrified of being in this energy where you get up off your throne and you defend yourself the way you deserve to be defended. With these queens here, I definitely feel like you should be in your Empress energy, especially since the Emperor shows up here. But I feel like if the Empress were to show up, then she would be in reverse, because you aren't defending yourself right now. You aren't holding your emotions for yourself. You aren't keeping your own counsel in the sense that you listen to what the universe wants you to do, and you do it, and you do it quietly, right? I don't feel like you're doing that. I don't feel like you're making movements for it. You are a kind, compassionate person, but that compassion and kindness is being taken care of. This Emperor in reverse mistakes kindness for weakness, and you need to leave this situation before it gets worse for you. Sagittarius, you are a humanitarian sign, and if you can get into the energy, the full, non-subverted energy of your sign, you can do amazing things for humanity. If you leave this abusive situation and you choose to tell your story and help others out of their own abusive situations, you are going to be living in ultimate fulfillment of your Sagittarian sign. I hope that you leave your abusive situation. I understand that it might be a struggle, but you deserve to heal. You deserve the very, very best. Take care of yourselves.